The mystery beyond sleep. Have you ever had a dream so vivid it stayed with you all day, like a memory from another life? Maybe it was a city you've never visited, but could describe in perfect detail. Maybe it was a conversation that felt like a reunion, even though you've never met the person before. These aren't just dreams, they feel like fragments of something larger. We begin with a compelling question. Where does your consciousness go when you sleep? And more importantly, what if your dreams are not illusions, but glimpses into something real, something quantum? Section 1. The science behind dream states. Sleep, from the outside, appears to be a passive state, a time when the body and mind shut down to rest and recover. Yet beneath this tranquil facade, the brain is a hive of activity, particularly during rapid eye movement REM sleep. During this phase, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, reasoning, and self-awareness, exhibits neural activity that mirrors, and sometimes surpasses, the intensity of waking life. This bustling brain activity during REM sleep is not merely a biological curiosity, as it neatly forms the foundation for the vivid, immersive experiences we call dreams. Far from being idle, the brain constructs entire worlds complete with sights, sounds, emotions, and narratives that can feel as real as, or even more vivid than, our waking reality. What makes dreams so captivating isn't just the neurological mechanics, but the subjective experience they deliver. In dreams, people often find themselves living alternate lives, inhabiting unfamiliar places, or interacting with strangers who feel intimately familiar. These dreamscapes can be fantastical, like soaring through a sky of endless stars, or strikingly mundane, like sitting in a classroom or strolling through a market. Yet, regardless of their nature, dreams often carry a sense of completeness, as if the world they depict exists independently of the dreamer. The emotions evoked, joy, fear, love, or sorrow, are often so potent that they linger long after waking, blurring the line between the dream and reality. I recall a particularly striking dream of my own, one that left an indelible mark in it. I wandered through a mountain town I had never visited in waking life. The town was alive with detail. Narrow, cobbled streets wound between quaint stone buildings, their facades weathered by time. The air carried the scent of pine and freshly baked bread. Strangers greeted me by name, their faces warm with recognition, as if I belonged there. I found myself working in a small, bustling cafe, taking orders and chatting with regulars who seemed to know my life story. The experience was ordinary in its rhythm. Serving coffee, wiping down tables, but extraordinary in its vividness. Every detail, from the creak of the wooden floor to the clink of coins in the register, felt tangible. Weeks later, while browsing a travel blog, I froze. There, in vivid photographs, was the exact town from my dream, down to the cobbled streets and the cafe's rustic charm. The resemblance was uncanny, raising questions that lingered. How could my mind conjure a place so precisely, a place I had never seen? Science has made significant strides in understanding the mechanics of dreaming, yet it struggles to explain such phenomena. During REM sleep, the brain's visual and emotional centers, including the occipital lobe and amygdala, work in concert to generate the rich imagery and intense feelings that characterize dreams. Neurotransmitters like acetylcholine surge, facilitating the rapid firing of neurons that create these experiences. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, though active, is less inhibited than during wakefulness, allowing for the surreal logic and fluidity of dreams. Studies using functional fMRI Scans have shown that the brain's activity patterns during REM sleep closely resemble those of waking perception, suggesting that dreams are a form of simulated reality, a sandbox where the mind experiments with scenarios, emotions, and memories. Yet, the question of how we see places or people we've never encountered remains a mystery. Some researchers propose that dreams draw from a vast repository of memories, piecing together fragments of experiences to construct novel scenes. Others suggest that the brain's predictive capabilities, honed by evolution, allow it to generate plausible environments based on patterns and archetypes. But cases like my mountain town dream, where the setting matches a real, unvisited location, challenge these explanations. Could the mind tap into something beyond personal experience? This is where speculative theories, such as those rooted in quantum mechanics, begin to creep in. Quantum theory, with its concepts of non-locality and entanglement, suggests that information might exist in ways that transcend time and space. Some fringe hypotheses propose that dreams could, in rare instances, access a collective consciousness or a shared informational field, allowing glimpses of places or events beyond the dreamer's direct knowledge. While mainstream science dismisses such ideas as untestable, they resonate with the profound sense of mystery that dreams evoke. The brain's ability to construct entire worlds, complete with intricate details and emotional depth, hints at possibilities that science has yet to fully explore. Dreams, then, are more than neurological byproduct. They are windows into the mind's extraordinary capacity to create, simulate, and perhaps even connect with realities beyond our waking lives. As research continues to unravel the science of sleep, the line between the dream world and the real one grows ever thinner, inviting us to wonder, what else might our minds be capable of accessing in the quiet of the night? Section 2. Quantum Consciousness and the Multiverse. Quantum theory, one of the most revolutionary frameworks in modern physics, challenges our understanding of reality itself. Among its many provocative ideas, the many worlds interpretation stands out, proposed by physicist Everetti in 1957. We suggest that all possible outcomes of a quantum event actually occur, each in a separate, non-communicating parallel universe. In this view, reality is not singular, but a vast, branching multiverse, where every possible version of events unfolds simultaneously. If this is true, there exist countless versions of our world, each with its own unique configuration of choices, events, and outcomes. But what does this have to do with consciousness or dreams? And our minds, in the mysterious state of sleep, access these alternate realities, offering glimpses of lives we might be living elsewhere in the multiverse. The idea of quantum consciousness posits that consciousness may not be strictly confined to the physical brain. While mainstream neuroscience attributes consciousness to neural processes, some speculative theories suggest that consciousness could interact with quantum phenomena, potentially existing beyond the physical constraints of the body. If consciousness has a quantum component, it might, under certain conditions like the altered state of REM sleep, connect with other versions of itself across the multiverse. In this model, dreams could serve as fleeting moments when our awareness aligns with another self in a parallel universe, experiencing fragments of their reality. This raises a profound question: are dreams merely simulations crafted by the brain, or could they be windows into alternate existences? Consider the many worlds interpretation in the context of daily life. Every decision you make, whether to accept a job offer, move to a new city, or even choose what to eat for breakfast, could, in theory, split reality into divergent paths. In one universe, you accepted that job and now lead a fast-paced corporate life in a bustling city. In another, you declined it, choosing instead to pursue a passion project in a quiet rural town. Each version of you exists independently, unaware of the others, living out the consequences of those choices. What if, during sleep, your consciousness momentarily slips into the perspective of one of these alternate selves? Dreams, with their vividness and emotional weight, might reflect these glimpses, presenting scenarios that feel strangely familiar yet disconnected from your waking life. A striking example comes from a friend's experience with recurring dreams that felt like more than mere imagination. In these dreams, she found herself living as a painter in a vibrant coastal town, surrounded by turquoise waves and sunlit cliffs. She wandered through bustling art markets, her hands stained with paint, creating vivid landscapes that earned her local acclaim. In her waking life, however, she had no artistic training or inclination to paint. The dreams were so vivid and consistent down to the smell of salt air and the texture of her canvas that they felt like memories of another life. Intrigued, she decided to experiment by taking up painting in her waking life. To her surprise, she discovered a latent talent, producing artwork with a natural skill she hadn't known she possessed. Over time, her paintings began to echo the style and subjects from her dreams, as if she were channeling the abilities of her dream self. This experience raises tantalizing questions. Was she tapping into the life of a parallel version of herself, one where she had pursued art from the start? Could her dreams have been a bridge to that alternate reality? While such ideas are speculative, they resonate with the mysteries of quantum mechanics. The phenomenon of quantum entanglement, where particles remain connected across vast distances, suggests that information can transcend physical boundaries in ways we don't fully understand. If consciousness operates at a quantum level, it might similarly transcend the boundaries of a single reality. Some physicists and philosophers propose that dreams could be a state where the brain, freed from the constraints of waking logic, interfaces with this broader quantum landscape. Studies on dreaming show that the brain's activity during REM sleep involves heightened connectivity between regions like the hippocampus memory and the amygdala emotion, creating experiences that feel profoundly real. This neural flexibility allows brief alignments with other realities. Skeptics argue that dreams are simply the brain's way of processing emotions, memories, and stimuli, with no need for exotic theories like quantum consciousness. Yet, stories like my friend's challenge this view, suggesting that dreams might occasionally access something beyond personal experience. The multiverse hypothesis, while unproven, offers a framework to explore these mysteries. It invites us to consider that our dreams might not just reflect our inner worlds but could, in rare moments, connect us to the infinite possibilities of existence, lives we might have lived, talents we might have nurtured, and worlds we have yet to imagine. Section 3. Shared Dreams and Spiritual Parallels. Among the many mysteries of dreaming, shared dreaming stands out as one of the most intriguing and least understood phenomena. Imagine two people waking up in the morning, each recounting an identical dream. The same vivid setting, the same sequence of events, even the same snippets of dialogue. These accounts are not vague or loosely similar. They are strikingly specific, as if both individuals experience the same immersive reality. While skeptics dismiss such occurrences as mere coincidence or the result of shared waking experiences, a growing number of detailed reports challenge this explanation. Couples, siblings, and even strangers have described shared dreams with such precision, down to matching descriptions of locations, characters, or rogue incantations, that the phenomenon demands closer scrutiny. Shared dreaming hint at a deeper connection between minds, one that transcends physical boundaries. The concept of shared dreaming resonates profoundly with spiritual and indigenous traditions, where dreams are often regarded as more than personal experiences. In many cultures, the dream state is a sacred realm, a space where the soul is unbound by the constraints of the physical world. For example, in Aboriginal Australian culture, the concept of dream time holds a central place in cosmology. Dream time is not merely a period of sleep, but a timeless dimension, a state of existence where past, present, and future converge. In this sacred space, the soul is believed to journey, connect with ancestors, receive guidance, and access knowledge that transcends individual experience. Dreamtime stories are not just myths, they are living narratives that guide communities, explain the origins of the land, and offer insights into the spiritual world. Similarly, in other traditions, like those of Native American tribes or Tibetan Buddhism, dreams are seen as portals for healing, prophecy, or communication with the divine. These perspectives suggest that dreams might serve as a bridge to a collective or universal consciousness where individual minds intersect. One compelling account of shared dreaming comes from a pair of friends who, after a late-night conversation, dreamt of standing together in a vast golden desert under a sky streaked with crimson clouds. Both described the same towering dunes, the same cool breeze, and a cryptic phrase spoken by a figure in the distance: "The path is in the stars." Neither had visited a desert nor discussed such imagery beforehand, yet their accounts aligned perfectly. Experiences like these raise questions that modern science struggles to answer. Are shared dreams simply the brain's attempt to process shared stimuli, or could they indicate a form of non-physical connection between consciousnesses? Could the dream state allow minds to meet in a shared mental space, unbound by time or distance? From a scientific perspective, shared dreaming is difficult to study due to its subjective nature and the challenge of verifying accounts. Neuroscience attributes dreams to the brain's internal processes, particularly during REM sleep, when the hippocampus, amygdala, and visual cortex collaborate to weave narratives from memories, emotions, and sensory fragments. Shared dreams could, in theory, arise from similar life experiences or conversations that prime the brain to produce parallel imagery. Yet, this explanation falters when dreams involve strangers or highly specific details that defy coincidence. Some researchers explore the idea of archetypes, universal symbols embedded in the collective unconscious, as proposed by Carl Jung, to explain similarities in dream content. But archetypes alone cannot account for the precision of shared dream reports, such as identical dialogue or settings. Speculative theories offer alternative possibilities. If consciousness operates beyond the physical brain, as some quantum consciousness hypotheses suggest, shared dreaming might reflect moments when individual minds tap into a shared informational field. Concepts like quantum entanglement or non-locality propose that connections can exist across vast distances, potentially allowing minds to align in the dream state. Spiritual traditions, meanwhile, frame shared dreams as evidence of a collective soul or a universal plane of existence, where barriers between individuals dissolve. In practices like lucid dreaming, where individuals consciously navigate their dreams, some report intentionally meeting others in a shared dream space, further fueling speculation about the nature of such experiences. Mainstream science remains cautious, often labeling shared dreams as hallucinations or coincidences. Yet the volume and specificity of anecdotal reports, combined with the reverence for dreams in spiritual traditions, suggest that something more layered may be at play. A shared dreaming be a glimpse into an interconnected consciousness, where minds converge in a realm beyond the physical. As neuroscience advances, tools like dream recording technologies or brain-computer interfaces may shed light on these mysteries. For now, shared dreams remain a tantalizing enigma, bridging the scientific and the spiritual and inviting us to explore the profound possibilities of the human mind in the quiet of the night. Section 4. Temporal Dreams and Time Travel. Dreams have a peculiar relationship with time. Unlike the orderly progression of hours and minutes in waking life, the dream state operates in a realm where time bends, stretches, or collapses entirely. A mere minute of rapid eye movement REM sleep as measured by a clock can unfold into what feels like an entire lifetime within the dream, a vivid tapestry of days, years, or even decades, complete with intricate relationships, events, and emotions. This phenomenon becomes even more intriguing with what researchers term temporal dreaming, where individuals report dreams that appear to depict future events with startling accuracy. These experiences, often dismissed as coincidence, challenge our understanding of time and consciousness, hinting at possibilities that stretch beyond conventional science. Temporal dreams are marked by their specificity. People describe dreaming of precise moments, conversations, encounters, or scenes that later manifest in waking life with uncanny fidelity. These are not vague premonitions, but detailed previews of events yet to occur. Such experiences raise profound questions about the nature of time and the mind's ability to navigate it. If dreams can seemingly peer into the future, do they offer a glimpse of a predetermined path, or is something more dynamic at play? I experienced this phenomenon myself in a way that left me questioning the boundaries of time. In a vivid dream, I saw an old friend, someone I hadn't spoken to in years, standing at my doorstep. The scene was strikingly clear: his familiar voice, the way he leaned casually against the doorframe, and the exact words he spoke. "I was just in the neighborhood and thought of you." The dream felt ordinary, yet charged with a strange certainty. 2 days later, my phone rang. It was him, out of the blue, announcing an impromptu visit. When he arrived, the moment unfolded exactly as I had dreamed. His posture, his words, even the tone of his voice matched the vision perfectly. The experience was jarring, as if I had lived the moment twice. How could my mind have conjured such a precise preview of an event that hadn't yet happened? Science struggles to explain temporal dreaming. Neuroscientists suggest that dreams draw from memories, expectations, and subconscious cues, potentially creating illusions of foresight when real-world events align with dream imagery. The brain, they argue, is a pattern recognition machine capable of anticipating likely scenarios based on past experiences. Yet, cases like mine, where the details are too specific and the events too disconnected from prior knowledge, challenge this explanation. Could the dream state allow consciousness to access information beyond the present moment? Quantum mechanics offers a provocative lens for exploring these questions. In quantum theory, time is not as fixed or linear as it appears in classical physics. Concepts like retrocausality, where effects can precede causes, and the role of the observer in shaping reality, suggest that time might be more fluid than we perceive. The famous delayed choice quantum eraser experiment demonstrates that decisions made in the present can influence the state of particles in the past, hinting at a non-linear temporal framework. If consciousness interacts with reality at a quantum level, as some speculative theories propose, dreams might serve as a state where the mind temporarily escapes the constraints of linear time. In this view, the dreamer could act as an observer, not just witnessing, but potentially influencing timelines, accessing fragments of future possibilities, or even alternate realities. Spiritual traditions have long echoed this idea. In many cultures, dreams are seen as a realm where the soul transcends time, receiving insights from the past, present, or future. For instance, in ancient Egyptian and Vedic traditions, dreams were considered prophetic, offering divine glimpses of what lies ahead. Modern anecdotes of temporal dreaming align with these beliefs, suggesting that the mind might tap into a broader temporal landscape during sleep. Researchers studying precognitive dreams note that such experiences often occur during REM sleep, when the brain's temporal lobe, associated with memory and time perception, is highly active. This neural activity could, in theory, create a state where consciousness interacts with time differently, perhaps accessing information from a future state of the self. Skeptics argue that temporal dreams are statistical flukes, random dream imagery that occasionally aligns with reality, amplified by confirmation bias. Yet, the sheer volume of reports coupled with their specificity invites deeper exploration. Could dreams be a window into a multiverse where all possible futures coexist, as suggested by the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics? Or might consciousness, unbound by the physical brain during sleep, navigate a quantum field where time is a malleable dimension? While science has yet to provide definitive answers, temporal dreaming challenges us to reconsider the nature of time and our place within it. It suggests that in the quiet of sleep, our minds may wander not just through imagined worlds but across the very fabric of time itself, glimpsing moments that are yet to come. Section 5. The role of guides and dream characters. Dreams often unfold like vivid stories, populated by characters who feel strikingly real, sometimes more so than the people we encounter in waking life. These figures, whether familiar faces or enigmatic strangers, frequently possess an uncanny depth, as if they hold insights into our innermost selves. They may offer cryptic advice, pose questions that cut to the core of our fears or desires, or guide us through surreal landscapes that feel both alien and intimately known. These dream characters, often referred to as guides, raise a profound question: who or what are they? Are they mere figments of our imagination? Or do they represent something more, a connection to a deeper wisdom, a higher consciousness, or even entities from beyond our physical reality? The most straightforward explanation, grounded in neuroscience, suggests that dream characters are projections of the subconscious mind. During REM sleep, the brain weaves narratives by drawing on memories, emotions, and archetypes stored in its vast neural networks. The prefrontal cortex, less inhibited than in waking life, collaborates with the amygdala and hippocampus to create characters that embody our unresolved conflicts, aspirations, or suppressed traits. A wise old mentor might symbolize our need for guidance, while a shadowy pursuer could reflect unacknowledged fears. In this view, dream characters are internal creations, serving as mirrors to help us process our emotional and psychological landscape. Yet, the vividness of these interactions, where characters seem to possess their own agency or knowledge, often feels too profound to be merely a product of neural firing. Spiritual and esoteric traditions offer alternative interpretations, suggesting that dream characters might be more than internal constructs. Many belief systems propose that dreams connect us to a higher self, a version of our consciousness that transcends the ego and aligns with our deepest truths. This higher self might manifest as a guide, offering insights that nudge us toward growth or clarity. Other traditions speak of spirit guides, non-physical entities such as ancestors or cosmic beings who enter our dreams to offer wisdom or protection. Some speculative theories, drawing from quantum consciousness, propose that these figures could be fragments of consciousness from other dimensions or parallel realities, intersecting with our own in the fluid space of the dream state. If consciousness is not bound to the physical brain, as some quantum models suggest, dreams might serve as a meeting ground where these fragments converge, sharing knowledge that feels external yet deeply personal. A recurring dream of my own illustrates this mystery. In it, I find myself in a vast, dimly lit library, its shelves stretching endlessly into the shadows. There I meet an elderly woman with piercing eyes and a gentle smile, her presence both comforting and commanding. She speaks in metaphors, her words layered with meaning that unfolds slowly in my mind. In one dream, she leaned close and whispered, "You can't read a new story if you keep rereading the old chapters." Her voice carried a weight that lingered, as if she knew the struggles I hadn't yet faced in waking life. The next day, her words echoed as I made a major life decision, leaving behind a familiar but stagnant path to embrace a new direction. The clarity of her message felt like more than a coincidence. It was as if she had tapped into a truth I hadn't yet articulated, guiding me toward a version of myself already aligned with that choice. Was she a projection of my subconscious, urging me to let go of old patterns? Or was she something more, a manifestation of a higher self, or an external guide reaching across some unseen boundary? This experience resonates with the idea that aligning with our deepest truths can unlock transformative change, a concept echoed in spiritual practices. To connect with such wisdom, one must embody a state of openness and trust, much like aligning with a desired outcome in waking life. The elderly woman's metaphor suggested a shift in perspective, releasing old narratives to embrace new possibilities, a process that mirrors how one might align their emotional state to manifest growth or change. Scientific studies on dreaming support the idea that the brain uses REM sleep to process emotions and problem solve, often presenting solutions through symbolic characters. Yet the specificity and emotional impact of encounters like Mind Challenge, purely materialist explanations suggesting a deeper interplay between the self and the unknown. Across cultures, dream guides are revered as messengers. In Tibetan Buddhism, dream yoga practitioners learn to recognize dream figures as aspects of their own consciousness or as divine entities offering teachings. In shamanic traditions, guides in dreams are seen as allies who navigate the spirit world, helping the dreamer access healing or insight. Even in modern psychology, therapists explore dream characters as representations of the self, yet acknowledge that their wisdom often feels external. Could these figures be bridges to a collective consciousness, a quantum field where all minds are interconnected? Or do they emerge from a personal reservoir of untapped potential, activated in the liminal space of sleep? The mystery of dream characters invites us to question the boundaries of consciousness, whether they are subconscious projections, manifestations of a higher self, or visitors from another realm. Their presence in our dreams feels purposeful. They challenge us, guide us, and sometimes transform us, leaving behind insights that ripple into our waking lives. Science and spirituality continue to explore the nature of dreams. These enigmatic figures remain a testament to the mind's ability to transcend the ordinary, offering glimpses of a wisdom that may lie just beyond the veil of our everyday reality. If we take even a fraction of these ideas seriously, the implications are stunning. Consciousness may not originate in the brain, reality may not be as linear or local as it seems, and sleep, it may be less about rest and more about return. The next time you dream, remember, you may not be going, no here we go, no here. You may be going home to another version of yourself, one that's always been there waiting. So, is waking life the illusion, Or is it the dream that reveals what's real? Watch your dreams, record them, question them, not as fragments of fantasy, but as keys to the deeper architecture of your being. Because in the quantum tapestry of the cosmos, every dream might just be a message in a bottle from another you.